What's going on, y'all? We starting a new book. It's going to be a one and doneer. This is one of the only, I think this is the only book in the whole Bible that only has one chapter. So I'm going to just be reading this and then we moving on to something tomorrow or following day. We're going to be reading and popping into Obadiah. Obadiah was a prophet, and he's telling of how, Jesus, mosquito going crazy. He's telling and illustrating how at this point in time Babylon has come and lay siege unto the people of Israel, and there's this other land that's called Edom. Now Edom is the descendants and the bloodline of Esau. Now if you know anything or have heard of it, basically there's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now Abraham was given a promise that his descendants would be, that he would be the father of many nations, and that his bloodline would go on to be his bloodline would give off the offspring of Jesus ultimately. That's what would happen. And that his bloodline would be the ruler of many nations. Well, then he has Isaac. Y'all know he sacrifices Isaac. And then Isaac has two sons, Esau and Jacob. Now, Esau has his birthright, we want to say stolen, but it's not stolen. He traded his birthright to his younger brother Jacob for a bowl of soup. Esau was out in the field working one day and came up to his brother. He's like, "Look, man, I'm hungry. Give me some food." And then Jacob was like, "Look, I'll give you some soup, but you got to give me your birthright. And being the firstborn, you have entitlement to a lot as the firstborn." So he ended up giving up his birthright. And then before their father Jacob passed away, before their father Isaac passed away, Jacob ended up stealing Esau's blessing while he was out in the field going to get some food. At this time, Isaac was going blind, so he couldn't see. But he ends up stealing his blessing. So he took his birthright, steals his blessing. Y'all should look into this. I think it's Genesis 17 or something like that. But look into that. After that, Esau hates him. He's like, "This man done stole my blessing that my dad was supposed to give me, and he took my birthright. I hate him." And at that point, he said, "I'm going to kill my brother." So Jacob ends up becoming the bloodline of the people of Israel and the descendants and the progenitor of Jesus. And Esau becomes the land of the Edomites. And the Edomites hate Israel. So at this point, Babylon has taken Israel, and Israel's fleeing, but then Edom comes and tries to chase after Israel and then bring them back to the Babylonians to be enslaved and killed and whatnot. And Obadiah is basically talking about how in certain situations there is what would seem like complete unfairness, and how there's a whole bunch of injustice going on and you're being taken advantage of, and it seems like people are just getting away with it. But what it's really, but it capstones it and concludes that ultimately the vengeance belongs to the Lord. People think they're getting away with committing evil and atrocities now, but there is judgment in the end, and they will be repaid for what they have done. And it's just a testament to how we should live. Like, you probably see people who be getting off and just getting away with stuff they ain't got no business doing, and you see them getting further and further ahead in life than you, and you are just trying to live an honest life. It feels like people are passing you by and stuff's happening, and you feel like you're missing out. Just know your time. Stay encouraged, stay true, stay faithful to the cause, and stay faithful to the Lord in what would seem like your suffering and unfairness. Obadiah 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Thou that exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou that set thyself among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought out? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound upon thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In that day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the stranger carried away captives his forces and foreigners into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yeah, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape, neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in that day of distress. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall turn upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them, and therefore and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plains of the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath. And the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad, shall possess the cities of the south. And saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. Key takeaway from here: as much as it might be enjoyable, do not, I repeat, do not rejoice at the demise of your enemies, for vengeance belongs to the Lord. The calamities that befall your enemy are because the Lord allows it. And just as easily as he allows it to happen to them, he will allow it to happen to you in your boastfulness and your pride, so that you may see yourself in that situation, and someone else will be looking at you and rejoicing. So pray and remain humble to have the heart of the one who does you wrong changed. But if judgment falls upon them, do not rejoice. and just continue to pray for them.